Wonderful. That just about sets the ball rolling for everybody else to be on their feet and to get the job done. The order has been given. The rest of us follow. Okay, just one or two quick announcements to make before we proceed. Our first plenary session takes place this afternoon, much later, a couple of hours from now. But this is just to inform all members of the panel, the panelists who will sit for the first plenary session. We want you all to just meet for a short meeting at 11:45 a.m. at the foyer just outside the hall. I'm talking about Ms. Marie-Francois Marie-Nelly of the World Bank, the country director for Nigeria, Mr. Shegma Baje, MD of GT Bank, Chief Audu Ogbe, chairman of the Fugo Farms, Mr. Dipo Onobanjo, estate surveyor and valuer, and of course, Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun. And perhaps also, as well as the moderator of that event, Dr. Doyin Salami, Senior Fellow, LBS, all to meet 11:45 a.m. at the foyer. Important things to be discussed, I am told. And also, if you have completed writing the forms, there's our ushers going around collecting your forms, and you haven't completed your registration, please just pass those signed papers on to the ushers. They'll take them to the central office, and we do expect that the process will continue while you sit here and enjoy our discussions. And of course, by the time it's lunch, hopefully your pali will be ready. Okay? No pali, no admittance in the afternoon. We'll be explaining about it. Anyway, I think we are now fully ready to begin the show. And of course, to set the stage for our Investors Forum, we always like to begin with a keynote address. Now, I should tell you, just don't forget, if you are in the audience and you have questions for the speaker while his address is ongoing, please endeavor to write them down, including your name, and simply hand them over to any of the ushers who seek to assist you. These questions will be compiled and passed onwards to the keynote speaker to be addressed later in a Q&A question and answer session. Okay? Don't forget. Keep note of that. But allow me to first introduce the man who will take charge of affairs for this segment. He is the chairman of Troika Holdings Limited, the Troika Group, of course, a holding company for media giants like Insight Communications, Azadar, Optimum Exposure, Media Perspective, MediaCom, the Quadrant Company, College Security, amongst others. Now here is a refined gentleman for whom I have deep personal respect for. In my media career, I've done many things from him. He once told us, and I quote him, quote, there are 4 essential elements for success. He said, professionalism, honor, integrity, passion. They come in any order, but if you have those 4 things, chances are that you are going to succeed. How can you fault a lesson like that? Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce our keynote speaker and conduct proceedings for the interactive session much later, please welcome Mr. Biodun Shobanjo.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My role is to moderate this session of the program, and we have a very, very interesting personality who will be talking to us this morning. It's important that I go through some few facts I have about this wonderful gentleman. Personally, I'm fascinated at many of the renowned sayings of Vincente Fox. Most of us will call him Vincent. but research tells me that, and I actually did ask him this morning, the correct pronunciation of his first name. It is Vincente Fox, former president of Mexico. This gentleman has quite a lot of interesting parts, one of which would include the kind of things that he says. And his sayings were actually recorded, and I'll just cite you 3 examples. Sample 1, he said, prohibition didn't work in the Garden of Eden. Adam ate the apple. Sample 2, instead of building walls, we should build bridges. And finally, always in every human action, there are leaders. This explains the mind of the great leader who we are privileged to have as guest speaker today, the President of Mexico between 2000 and 2006. Vincente Fox, former President of Mexico, is a charismatic reformer, credited with playing a vital role in Mexico's democratization and strengthening its economy. During his tenure, between 2000 and 2006, Fox succeeded in controlling poverty, inflation, interest rates, and in achieving the lowest unemployment rate in all of Latin America. He was born in Mexico City on July 2nd, 1942. While he was still a child, his family moved to the San Cristobal Ranch, which I understand was owned by his grandfather, actually, in the state of Guanajuato, municipality of San Francisco de Región, where he would have the opportunity to live and play alongside the children of the local communal farmers, and in his own words, see for himself one of the avoidable ills of our country, poverty. Fox is a graduate of Iberoamericana University, where he gained a bachelor's degree in business administration. He subsequently took a diploma course in senior management taught by professors of Harvard Business School. In 1964, he joined Coca-Cola de Mexico. Through diligence and excellent performance, he rose through the ranks and became the regional CEO of the company for Mexico and Latin America, the youngest person to hold such a position in the firm. In fact, I understand that when he got that job, he needed to relocate his office to Atlanta, and because he loved Mexico so much, he declined to take that job. With the experience he acquired, he decided to return to Guanajuato to become actively involved in state's business, political, social, and educational spheres, and to help contribute to his overall improvement. He has served as an advisor to the Mexican-American Chamber of Commerce and as director of Grupo Fox, a group of companies engaged in the various branches of agriculture, livestock farming, agribusiness, and the production of cowboy boots for export. In the 1980s, he joined the National Action Party, and in 1988, he was elected federal representative for the 3rd District of the city of León, Guanajuato. While a member of Congress, his efforts were particularly focused on matters relating to agriculture and livestock industry. During this period, he wrote widely for diverse national and regional newspapers. In 1991, he ran for governor in the state of Guanajuato. In 1995, he contested again, this time in a special election, which he won by a significant majority. During his administration, the transparency he advocated meant he was fully accountable, both in terms of state finances and his own personal wealth. He succeeded in turning the state of Guanajuato into the 5th most important economy in Mexico. Having achieved such excellent results during his administration, he was chosen as the official nominee of the Alliance for Change, an alliance between his own PAN party and Mexico's Green Party, the PVM, in the country's presidential elections in the year 2000. His most positive legacies in terms of macroeconomic results were the reduction of inflation to a minimum, a virtually balanced budget, the strengthening of the currency, effective management of the country's foreign debt, and a historically low country risk ranking, with foreign reserves at an all-time high of approximately $73 billion US. Thanks to the recognition it received from the World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, and United Nations Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, the example set by opportunities, President Fox's strategy that enables social development programs to reach families in the country's most far-flung communities and regions on a scale never seen before, has been copied in over 30 countries. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Vincente Fox.